The name of my new book is The Ruby Heart of the Dragon, Sun Signs for Our Times. I came up with that name based on the north and south nodes of the moon, which astrologers look at in the birth chart as the sign that you're coming from in past and in past lives, and the sign that you're heading toward. The south node is where you're coming from, and the north node is the true north of your life, where you're heading toward. Arabian astrologers lent colorful names to the north and south nodes. They called the north node the head of the dragon, the place you're trying to get to. And the south node they called the tail of the dragon, the place that you're coming from. The more that I thought about the dragon's head and tail, the more that I looked at your sun sign as being located in between. In other words, the heart of the dragon. So the ruby heart of the dragon is my name for your inner sun. Similar to the sun in the sky, your inner sun is wanting to shine on your greatest growth, to impel you to become the whole of who you are. And as your inner sun shines to compel you to become the whole of who you are, it illuminates the stretch between the shadow of your past and the brightness of your future, or your optimal future. And so that stretch between the dragon's tail and the dragon's head that goes through its ruby heart is what I wrote this whole book about, in which I tear down the cliches and superficial understandings of the 12 signs of the zodiac, and I build each sign back up again from scratch, building it up from the soul. And in each chapter of the book, I guide readers into the new land, as if each sign of the zodiac were a country. And so the book is written like a travelogue, where I introduce you and lead you through the territory of each sign. And at the end of the chapter, I have 2 pages where I describe what it would mean to have that sign as the head or tail of your dragon. There's a chart in the back of the book, and for those people who get the audio version of the book, there's a chart on the website connected with the audio version, where you can look up your birthday in order to find the positions of the head and the tail of your dragon, which sign they are. It's always opposite signs. In my chart, my dragon's tail is in the sign of Cancer, which means my dragon's head is in the opposite sign of Capricorn. So in past lives, and also throughout this life, I'm coming from Cancer and heading toward Capricorn, trying to get to Capricorn, which is the journey of coming from dependence and interdependence toward independence and leadership. I'm trying to become a leader, but I'm trying to become a leader in a way that's natural to me, rather than forced or artificial. And it's hard to do at this time in the world because there's a lot more examples of false leadership, artificial, delusional leadership. Current politicians are the most delusional ever. I think politicians always were somewhat delusional throughout history, but I don't think their illness has become so bizarrely destructive as it is now. And so I'm trying to learn a leadership that's authentic, the kind that teaches people how to find their own truth. I'm not the kind of leader who wants everybody to follow my truth. All of my work and my writing and my art is designed to awaken people to their own truth. And so it's been taking me a lot longer to master this version of leadership. Authentic leadership is a lot harder to gain than false leadership, ego leadership. And so in between my dragon's tail in Cancer and my dragon's head in Capricorn is the ruby heart of my sun sign in Libra. And I say Libra because that's the way many astrologers used to say it in the old days, which restores its power. That vertical eye, Libra, is much more vertical and strong than Libra, which is very horizontal and kind of wheedly. It's like a mouse. And because zodiac cliches already tend to look at the sign of Libra in a kind of disempowered way, pronouncing it the original way, Libra, is one way to restore its power. So having a ruby heart for me in the sign of Libra, in between my Cancer tail and my Capricorn head, has a lot to do with using art and using relationship as a way to become independent and gain mastery at building a new world, which is Capricorn's province. Capricorn is the sign of mastery, with the warning that unless you gain self-mastery, unless you master your own shadows, your own darkness, no external mastery, no matter how powerful, is ever going to be true.